Welcome back to Potato League. We have a new update today with Potato League. It is called Production Value. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to go over the replay like this today. I've really thought about how to do Potato League. So before we get into the replay itself, please leave in the comments if the screen over here is too small or anything like that, or how you would maybe like to see this. But I'm going to try to do this in the future. Oh, sorry, let me throw music down just a tad. I'm a little bit hyped up. So, okay. I thought a lot about this, and from now on we're going to talk about Potato League in a way that we can track our results, because I think this is an issue that I'm having with my replay analysis. I don't know how to track it. So, welcome to Potato League. This is the mascot Spud up in the top. I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy Spud. I sure liked it when I found it. But what we're going to do is down here we've got ranking system. So there's rank S all the way to rank E, and you get points based on that. So we're going to look at the replay based on timestamps. So 0 to 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and 10 minutes plus. This is how we're going to divide up all of our replays from now on. And each of the replays have a different set of categories. So I have 3 basic categories that we're going to go into. Total of 50 points per 5 minutes. So the first one is plan and strategy. Inside of plan and strategy, we're going to talk about the build order. Am I doing the build order properly? Positioning. Am I positioning things correctly? My building placement is okay, or my overlord's okay, things like that. Scouting. Am I doing the proper scouting, or is there some problem with that? And then reactions. If I see a scout, am I reacting properly? Do I have that inside of my plan, inside of my strategy? So am I scouting? Why am I scouting? What am I looking for? Is all that in there? Next is macro. So macro is basically spending. Am I floating a bunch of minerals or something like that up over here? Supply block. How long am I in? Am I getting hit with big supply blocks anytime? And then for Zerg specifically, so I'm going to make this kind of a race independent. So for Terran, it'll be like mules and things like that. For Protoss, it'll be chrono boost. And for Zerg, it's going to be creep spread and injecting. And last is micro. It's the third most important thing right now for me. My plan and my strategy is number 1. If I'm doing the plan and strategy, am I macroing properly? Am I getting army? And then 3 is my micro. So I've been losing engagements against Protoss based on my engagements, if I'm fucking up my unit control, and then my group control. So engagements is just how I set up for the engagement and the actual engagement itself. Micro for unit control is if I'm doing something like infestors or something like that, or my control group's okay. And then group control, that might be more control group heavy. So S is like pro rank. I'm never gonna hit S in anything ever. A rank, I took some notes. A rank is no mistakes visible to me. So if I'm looking at something like, yeah, I didn't make any mistakes from what I understand of the game. B rank is one minor mistake. If I just fuck up one thing a little bit, fuck that up a little bit, B immediately goes down to 3 points instead of 5. C rank is 2 to 3 minor mistakes. D is a major mistake. If I really fucked something up, like, I missed my overlord or something like that, it's immediately a D. And then E is multiple big mistakes. So I'm probably going to be floating in DE stage for a little while. So we're going to take this video analysis also this season after each game. My weekend ladder sessions are going to be 3 hours of laddering and 1 hour of video analysis after that. So I purposely put this in. I want to be able to rank and understand how I'm improving and what's my problem spot overall. So let's get right into it. So the first 3 minutes, we're going to look at a bunch of different things, and I'm not going to be very good at this style yet, but the more I do it, the more I'm going to get there. So let's just put it on my camera, and let's go.
Good luck, have fun.
Turn off the music. All right. So immediately, I'm kind of fucking up my control groups there a little bit. I'm sending out my overlord. This is against a Protoss. So Overlord 1 goes out to his natural, and Overlord 2 goes out to scout my scout for a cannon rush. So right now my plan is okay. I want to look for larva if I'm floating any larva when I don't have the cash for it. So this is going to be about macro. And unit control, I screwed up a little bit at the beginning with my first control group mess up, so I'm going to take a note of that. And we're just going to go to the 5-minute mark and take a look at what's going on, what's happening. So I'm just looking at spending right now, more than anything. I'm going to take a 16 hatch. I see him come in. So there's no reason to freak out right now. I'm still on macro point. I'm still okay. My plan hasn't changed because a probe is in my base. So I don't need any reaction or anything like that. So I saw him try to come over and block it. I'll say that's a good reaction. I'll say that there's no mistake in that reaction. It was a little bit late going down, but I reacted so it didn't get blocked. I'm really happy about this setup, by the way. I hope that you guys are enjoying it as well. So instead of what I'm building, I'm going to be making sure that I'm looking at my units tab and making sure that I don't have any floating larvae or anything like that. My money isn't... If my money's floating at any point, I want to make sure I understand why. If there's, you know, something in here. So right now I only have 2 overlords right now, and they are in positions. Okay, I didn't pull off on time. So there goes my larva. I'm spending my cash. 2 queens come down. I know I did that. I've got a little bit of a scout up here. I'm also doing that properly. Goes down 300 minerals. Very good. Did I make my overlord? Yes, I did. So our build order is still okay. 26 overlord, it's fine. Did I start zergling speed at 100 minerals? 100 gas? Yes, I did. So that's good. So far, everything's going very well. 2.5 minutes in. I get my first inject and my creep tumor out, so I'm still macroing very well. Unit control, I've got my queens on a hotkey, so everything's good with this. I'm going into the scout. Macroing behind it a little bit. See if I hit my...
Our forces are under attack.
So those are going down. 40. Do I start my queen? Yes, start my queen.
A new queen has emerged.
At 44. Inject. Perfect. Let's take a look. Hold on, right here. 1 second. These queens. 20, 20. Perfect. So I haven't even missed that inject. How are my creep tumors? Creep tumors are ready. So when could I have done my creep? Let's take a look at this. When are the creep tumors ready? Let's continue.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
A new queen has emerged.
Okay, so I just started my queen. Let's see how long it takes me to creep spread this. That's a little bit late. I'm going to say that's a mistake. So we're going to add a point into this build order. That is going to be 44. So at 44, what I always do with this build is I do 44 as queen, overlord, ling. I make 1 set of lings there, so I can send out my lings to scout, which I'm about to do right now. And then I'm going to do creep. So this is going to be my next point. Let's actually do queen creep, overlord lings. Let's get back on my camera.
Evolution complete.
Okay, so I'm not scouting anything. Okay. So we're on 44 workers. How's my queen in the main doing? I have 1 inject missed. And some over here. So at 44 supply, I need to be doing at about 50 supply. My macro slips. I'm just taking notes. I'm just writing notes right now so I don't have to jump back and forth between both screens. Hopefully you can see all these numbers and things like that, but we're at the last minute. I'm floating some lava right now. No, I'm not. Alright, supply block here though. Let's see if I did this properly. So it should have been. Start my second queen. So I've got the supply block right now.
Evolution
At 50.
complete.
Yeah, 50 supply
A
block.
new queen has
So I have to clean that up. That's not good. That's a bad. That's a nasty supply block that I got hit there with. I could have spent that larva much quicker, and now I'm floating some larva, and I'm about to hit my
a new queen has emerged.
supply cap again. There it is, supply capped immediately. Where's my next overlord? Not even close. So I've made 3 because I'm getting supply blocked a lot, which is good. But this is a big mistake. This is pretty big mistakes. 2 big supply block hits. It's not very good. Okay. So yeah, I'm sure that my creep spread is still bad. Let's see where we are right now. At 5 minutes, let's give it a stop. Okay. So right here at 5 minutes, we've got 7 queens. We've got 2 more finished. We've got 7 lings. We have got 55 workers right now. So I've made a whole bunch of queens. Kind of messing up this build order a little bit. Instead of making all these queens, I should have had more. Okay, well let's just before we get ahead of ourselves, let's go down the list. All right, so build order wise, there's a couple of mistakes with my build order. I made a couple extra. I made some queens that are. I made too many queens on this because I'm going for roaches and I don't need all of these queens. This is an issue, so I'm gonna say I'm going to give myself. I made a big mistake. Queens was a big mistake on it, so I'm gonna put a D. I'll give myself a D for build order. Ugh, already good. Positioning mistakes. Okay, let's take a look at my positioning here. How many overlords do I have? I have 8. Useless. Okay, so this one's good. Useless. Useless, useless. So I have, out of 8, I have 1 good overlord here to see if he's getting any warp prism out. I have a good overlord here. And this one's not the worst overlord, but besides that, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 uses. So half of my overlords are shit. So I'm gonna say that that positioning is also. There's many big mistakes, so that's E. That's just bad. Now, good things without that are these lings are out here. So scouting wise, I'm gonna give myself a C. So there's a couple minor mistakes, like when I ran this guy. No, that was a big mistake too. I ran this guy in too early. I'm not really scouting what's going on in his base. I have no idea what's happening. So right now I could have seen that he's got 3 extra bases and he's got no gas at 5 minutes, which means he's going to all in the fuck out of me. I didn't scout that, so my scouting is also going to get an E. And then reactions and mistakes. Well, I'm not reacting because I am not scouting, so that is also a big ol' fat E. Now let's look at macro. So macro-wise, beginning of this game, I didn't really float any minerals, so I'm not even going to say that there weren't any. I'm going to give myself a B. I'm sure there were some minor mistakes. I'm not going to get super detailed into it right now, but I didn't. Macro. Well, I don't know. Okay, so macro is my spending. I didn't notice. I'm going to go B. I didn't notice anything, so yeah. A is no mistakes visible to me, but I think I'm going to say there was at least one minor mistake in there. I can't remember exactly what it was, but... Okay, creep spread. I'm going to say that towards the beginning half of this, I did pretty well with my creep spread. I need to adjust that one point at 44 to add another creep tumor into... creep shift into there at 44 supply. But after this, it's been a couple minutes since I've really creeped out. So I could have had possibly one more whole creep out this way, more out here, and I could have had more down this way as well. So I'm going to give myself I'm gonna give myself an E. It's not very good. Injecting wise, I've got an inject here. I've got an inject here. Got an inject here. So I made some minor mistakes, but my injects I'm gonna say aren't super bad. Let's give myself a D. So D is I made one major mistake. There was a time over here where these two queens had a heap of extra energy. They had like 40 energy floating, which is a big mistake. I should have at least injected or creeped more with that. And then micro. So engagement mistakes. I've not made any engagements yet. There was one engagement up here that with the probe at the very beginning. So I'm going to give myself an A. So I couldn't see any mistakes in my engagements right now because there weren't any engagements. So let's try to eke out as many points as we can. Unit control mistakes. I did make one minor mistake in the very beginning with my first Overlord. I hotkeyed it to the hatchery as well and fucked that up. So we're going to give that a B. And then control group mistakes. Not control group mistakes over here. Group control. As far as group control, I think I'm doing okay. I've got my 4 queens on hotkeys. I'm about to pull them forward while I'm making new ones here. So I'm going to say that there's no issues that I could see, so A. So let's take a look. Let's add this up together. So we've got, oh geez, this is pretty bad. We've got goose egg here. No. Goose egg here. Point here. Goose egg. Goose egg. Then down here for spending, we've got a whole 3 points on macro. Look at me, at my spending. You can tell where I've been practicing. We got a goose egg here for supply block because I got the fucking supply block. Then we got 1 point there. And then for engagements, I'm giving myself a whole 4 points for engagements at the beginning of the game. And then I've got 3 points. 3 points. And then 4 points. Alright. Let's continue. So the rank at the beginning, so let's see. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we've got less than 30 points. Less than 30 points, so we've got a D as our beginning here. Let me put that in too. So rank, big old D. Not very good for the first 5 minutes, which is why I'm still in Diamond 2. So let's watch the next 5 minutes here. Let's take a step back. And we're going to do the same kind of things again. Now, I'm just going to go on my camera. My nose. It's like super runny today. Sorry. Alright, so I'm floating larva right now. I don't have any money. So my builder at this point is to... I don't see... So, okay. I'm not going to pause it because this is going to be like a 4-hour video if I do that. So, what I'm doing right now is I have not seen his third base, and it's after 5 minutes, so I'm assuming he is all-inning me, which means I am just going to pound out roaches on 51 workers. So I'm on 51 workers right now. I'm just going to start hammering out roaches more and more, and I'm going to be creep spreading. So I've not creeped spread in for a little while.
Your forces are under attack.
Here comes the push. This is going to be unit control. Just lose that queen. I'm trying to hit the prism with... Yeah, I'm trying to hit the prism with the queens, but I just lost all my queens. Backed up.
You're under attack. Siege up.
So the reason I lost this is basically I overdroned. I should have stayed on 44 workers. The only reason I needed to do that was because I hit the select all army key. I pulled everyone home. I am spending the shit out of my cash though. I will give myself that. But I do have idle larva because I've not been injecting. I'm not just floating like 1,000 minerals and just staring at my units dying here. So he's on 32 workers to mine now 22 workers. So all these little mistakes I made in the beginning, I got a D in the beginning of this game. Even for my my macro rating, there's only 4 points. So out of a possible 15. So I did very bad on that. It was an E overall for macro in the beginning of the game as well. So how can I expect to win matches like this when I can't macro in the beginning of the game? My strategy at this point is just to stay alive. So yeah. Really, the biggest problem I had was not scouting. I got a 0. I mean, it says it right here, right? So 0 in scouting and 0 in reactions, which is why I'm having this issue right now. So those mistakes I made in the first 5 minutes are impacting all of this in this game here. So I might not even need to do 5 and 10 minutes from now, and I think I'm probably just going to focus on 5 minutes for now. Yeah. So really, this game I lost because let's take a look over these points here. So in my build order, I made a couple mistakes with making extra queens when I didn't need to at the beginning. I should have been focusing more on getting out more workers, especially in ZvP. It's not so much as much about creep spread as it is in ZvT when they can do tanks and things like that. Because they have the ability to do a warp prism, it just kind of warps in. I need to have more vision with overlords and lings out on the map, which I did, but I scouted very early the first overlord. I need to understand when I need to scout, and I need to be able to react to that properly. So if I see no gas at the like the whatever minute mark, I need to understand, okay, this is 44 worker all in. I need to be at 44, or this is a 38 worker all in. I need to be there. I need to be on 44 workers right now. And he's been on 38 workers for the majority of this game. Like, he's now expanding out, but he's not making more workers. The only reason he's expanding out is because his main is starting to mine out, and he needs more room to get what is it? More units out to mine properly. So I'm back up on 56 workers. I've held off his defense, but I lost 32 workers in the process. It's not going to be the best case now. So let's put on ×2. Let's watch the rest of this game. Sorry, I have such a stuffly nose today. This is really bad.
Your drones are under attack. My baby.
Yeah, and he's just dropping me all over the place again. I have no map vision of what's going on his side of the map at all. I've got an overlord up over there, but I have no idea what's going on.
Evolution complete.
So yeah, this really hit with me not knowing what the hell was going on. So what this is going to come down to, I don't need to do a really specific check, but I need to know, do we have, are we making more gates before the third base? Are we taking our gases? I think if we take both the gases and the natural, that means immediately we can go up to 51 workers. So this is a reaction I'm going to remember now. I have to learn, when does Protoss usually take the third and fourth gases. So I'm going to watch a bunch of replays and understand, okay, when do the average Protoss that I play take the third and fourth gas? And then I'm going to start scouting at that point. And if I see gas, then I'm going to immediately, regardless, go up to 51 workers and just be careful if he's going to be taking a third or not. If I see that he's not taking gas at that point, I need to understand what the hell is he doing. and prepare at and stop at 44 workers instead.
Mineral field depleted.
We're running out of minerals.
Evolution complete.
Yeah, he's just got way too much shit. I'm on 80 workers, but I didn't need to. Trying to throw away my roaches, so I have. I still don't even know he's taking his fourth base. This is just scouting errors I'm seeing over and over. So I've got a shitload of lurkers. I'm trying to keep them back,
Trait tumor's under attack.
but I've been behind for a while now.
You're engaging the opponent.
So lurkers are good at keeping him home.
Mineral field depleted.
I'm not doing terrible anymore. There is a chance for me to
Not
bring
enough
this game
energy.
back. I am maxed out on 80 workers, and he's only at 66. My upgrades are better than his,
That mineral.
so I have these advantages, but I'm just going to throw with this engagement, I bet. Yes, I made way too many lurkers. Yeah, there it is. That'll do. He's just got he has so many immortals.
Geyser's empty.
Yeah, I just lost all my immortals now. So remaxing out.
Mineral
Yeah.
field.
Your warriors
I didn't need to take that engagement. So bad engagements. It's just storming the fuck out of my stuff.
Your forces are taking damage.
I lost my whole army again. Didn't need to take that engagement. I had map control. I should have ecked up into Food Lords.
GG.
Yep.
Sorry, man.
Yep. My micro was absolutely terrible. It was all about engagements. The engagements were 0 the entire game. So end of the game, I had 78 workers to his 70. He was taking a 5th base, and he was making Tempests. And I was still on Hydras because I tunnel visioned. And I got tilted, and I took a lot of really bad engagements. So could I have won this game even after fucking up the beginning? Yes, I could have. Could I have defended the beginning better with not being as greedy? Yes, I could have. Could I have played in a way that didn't allow him to take total map control by macroing and creep spreading and injecting better than I did? Yes, absolutely. So we didn't even get to C status. We didn't even get to C is when I made a D. No. This is an E, I think. Hold on. We're not even at 30 points. D of 19 to 10. Alright, 19 to 10. We have 19 points. Let's see here. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, we only have 16 points, which means this is not a D. This is not a D. This is an E. Yes. So this is an E right now, is where we are. So in the first 5 minutes, I can't even. So again, E is multiple mistakes. Multiple big mistakes is an E. The first 5 minutes, I can't even play without making multiple large mistakes in my game. No wonder I can't continue on that path right now. So I'm going to continue working hard and try to move forward with this. I hope you guys enjoy this production value a little bit. So here, how to improve overall is need to macro. How to improve is need to improve macro and need to improve macro and scouting in the first 5 minutes. Jeez. My goodness. All right, there we go. So we need to improve macro and scouting within the first 5 minutes is what I'm understanding from my analysis here. This is going to be a calculable thing that I'm going to try to improve in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.